Hey YouTube, I'm back and I'm watching You on Netflix. No, not You, the series You. It is in season 3, and if you're not watching You, then what are you watching? So, Joe, if you don't know why I'm yelling Joe, it's because you don't watch the series and you should. Joe is the main character in the series You, and at the end of season 2, he and his love of his life, love, are murdering people just as they often do. And that brings us to episode 1 of season 3. So, Joe and his girlfriend Love, of course, get married. They go get them a house in the suburb, picket fence, because they are expecting a baby. Now, let me not forget, at the end of season 2, he was about to kill her, and she then confesses that she's pregnant, which changed his whole perspective. So season 3 comes out, just as I said. They get married, they get a house. He still thinks that she's a monster. They're expecting their baby girl. Fast forward, they are in the hospital. The doctor says it's a boy. Joe looks a little bit disappointed because he thought that he would possibly be able to bond and the baby girl would understand him more than the boy, as you'll see if you start to watch the series, or when you start to watch the series. Anyway, he does try his best to bond with the baby, and it is what it is. Well, they're in this place for about 7 months. They're not really getting to know the neighbors, but of course, Joe being Joe, he sees this beautiful lady, or somewhat of her, in the backyard reading a book, and now he's obsessed again. And if you know the series, that's just what he does. So, of course, Joe, that famous blue hat, is back, and we all know once he puts that hat on, he is incognito and no one can see him. Well, now he has a baby strapped to his chest, and it's almost still the same. So Joe, of course, is following the neighbor. She's at the library. He's with the baby. Of course, now he has the baby on him, this baby strapped to him. Well, babies do what they do best. He starts to cry, and all of a sudden, he can be seen. Oh, and his hat was off, too. That's probably why he could be seen. But anyway, nevertheless, once he gets to the counter, the neighbor, she leaves a book there for him. The librarian tells him this, that, the other. So, of course, in his mind, he thinks that she's flirting with him, X, Y, and Z. So, later on in the day, Joe gets home, and somehow him and Love gets into it about something or another of him reading a book, and then she decides she's going to take the kid to her mother's house. Well, in the meantime, Joe somehow gets to the neighbor's house. She lets him in. One drink leads to another. She starts to kiss on him, and this, that, the other. And here's the thing. Sometimes some things happen in Joe's mind that, is it really happening? Is it reality? Joe did follow her, of course, to the grocery store. I know I kind of jump all around when I do these stories, but what I can say is this, is that the wife and Joe goes to some neighborhood dinner or whatever, and the neighbor and the husband is there. Of course, Love starts speaking with the neighbor because she suspects Joe of having his crush on this woman. And of course, he confesses to her that yes, he went and had a drink over to their house. Nothing happened. She tried to kiss him. He backed off. La-di-di, la-di-da. So of course, she kind of get engaged in a conversation with her to win her trust a little bit, and then they have a conversation. She talks about how she was a chef and she wanted to open a bakery, and one thing leads to another. Well, the next day comes, she calls the neighbor and asks her, because the neighbor is a real estate agent, and she asks her about the property, and so she shows her around, and of course, now she starts to get all these flashes in her head about the neighbor and Joe and how they're having sex and this, that, the other. And I'm fast forwarding through this a lot. But she then kills the neighbor in the bakery basement. So I'm sure that she is going to be one of those secondary slash main characters to Joe. He's probably going to be trying to get her in check. I don't know if this season is going to be more so about her and less than him. Is he going to get another crush? I don't know. This is episode 1. We are watching this. I try to take my time with this episode because they had teased us for the better part of almost 2 years for the new season of You. So I don't really want to rush through it, but give me your thoughts about episode 1 and we can definitely speak about it here. If you enjoyed these videos, or at least this video, give me a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me look at my notes just to see if I missed anything that I really wanted to say. Oh, and at the party, the one popular lady that's there, she's the gossip queen. Well, she talks about love in her family life, or how her brother 40 was a junkie and he killed himself and this, that, the other. So I'm sure that that neighbor lady in the town is on her list. I don't want to make this video too long, and don't forget to come back and see me because you are now watching You. I'll see you, YouTube.